Unauthorized access detected, Gaia 1 announced.
Mick swallowed. That's progress, I think.
Gaia 1 flickered. Service implants detected. Terra Novian Defense Force Lance Corporal Mix. Error. TNDF logged as KIA. Manual review needed. Sarah frowned. A Nova-class AI should be able to reason around this. Gaia, she began. Unauthorized access detected. Civilian implants detected. Dr. Sarah Duquesne. Last residence, Terra Nova. Error. Death certificate found. Manual review needed. Gaia, you had a piece of rebar for your core, Sarah tried to explain. The holoform blinked and was facing the AI core itself. Maintenance drone damaged, consistent with UTC standard plasma rifle. She faced them. UTC stand plasma rifle detected.
She's not operating right, is she? Mix asked.
Gaia, you let us into this facility, Sarah told it. You knew we were trying to help. The AI flickered. Why was the maintenance drone damaged? You had a piece of rebar for your core. When we began to remove it, your automaton moved to stop us, so we shot it, Sarah explained.
Gaia 1 held up a hand and created a hologram of the core, then the pieces of rebar and reconstructed the event.
Evidence concurs with statement. Unauthorized access detected. Terra Novian Defense Force implant detected. Terra Nova system was overrun. Error. Years ago. Gaia, we're in stasis in a ZZ facility almost identical to this one, Sarah told her. We woke up and made our way back to Earth. How? ZT facilities cannot construct starships. No ships were found during scouting mission Fallen Star 3. Sarah blinked. What was Falling Star 3? She asked Mix.